Okay. This is the last sort on the quadratic sorts assignment, and it's not even a quadratic sort, but it is, I think, a fun sort. And this sort was suggested by Theo and others, but it is, of course, Bogo sort. And the deal with Bogo sort is it's a joke sort. So if I have some data, 50, 30, 60, 40, 20. The idea is that, well, I'm going to check to see if it's sorted. So I see 50, 30, and that tells me it's not sorted because 30 is less than 50. And in order for something to be sorted, I would expect that every element is either the same or is greater than its previous element. So not sorted. And if it's not sorted, I'm just going to randomly randomly permute the array. So I would go maybe, I don't know, 30, 60, 50, 20, 40. And I would check again to see if it's sorted. It's not, so I'd permute it again. 20, 60, 30, 40, 50. Not sorted, just gonna permute it again. 40, 60, 20, 50, 30. And I just continue like this until it's sorted. Um, Obviously, I'm not gonna, randomly generate sorts until it's sorted, because I'm just doing this with my brain. I can't make it truly random. But I can show you the big O of Bogo sort. So take a moment and think about like how long on average would it take if you're just randomizing an array for that array to be sorted? And so like pause the video, I guess, and now I'll explain it. Um, so let's think about like what has to happen in order for an array to be sorted. We have to get a configuration where it's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And that is one configuration. So we can sort of think about how many total configurations are there. If we have n elements like this, and we're going to randomly assign them, we can put, n in the first place, n minus 1 in the second place, n minus 2 in the third place. And this is sort of all the way down to like, one element. Because if we put 20 in a place, we can't put 20 here because 20 is already used. So that's where sort of the n minus 1, n minus 2 comes from. And of course, that is, we use the factorial symbol. So a sorted array is just one possibility of n factorial possibilities, where n is the length of the array. And then the other kind of work we're doing is we're checking to see if the array is sorted. So in general, if the array is truly sorted, we have to look at all n elements. So you'd have to check 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. But more often than not, the array won't be sorted. So we might just have to check the first few elements. And I'm sure there's a great mathematical way to show this, but if the array is like partially sorted, sort of on average, we might say it's proportional to the length of the array. So like some constant. So let's organize this. N factorial ways to permute. And we'll say like k times n time to check if sorted, where k is some number that's a fraction, right? All I'm trying to say of the kn is that the amount of time we will take to check to see if the array is sorted is proportional to the length of the array. If we have a really long array, on average, we will need to spend more time checking to see if that array is sorted. But it might not be the whole array that we check. It might just be like half of the array or a third of the array. And then we have n factorial, meaning sort of the number of ways we could possibly permute the array. So on average, if there's only one correct answer, on average, it might take us like, we might have to do some proportion of that n factorial ways to permute the array, just with repeated trials. So that's where we would sort of get n factorial, I'll call it j time to get a particular permutation. And so then for the total amount of runtime, we can multiply all of our checks to make sure that the array is sorted, or check to see if the array is sorted, times all of the time to actually to get all the times the time we would have to spend just trying again and again and again. So that's sort of what the two times are. And then k and j are just constants, and so we can ignore them because we only care about how it scales with the input. So that is order n times n factorial for Bogo sort. So not a great option. There's some even worse options out there where like you just swap two elements, but Bogo sort's up there is probably one of the world's worst sorts. This one is also extra credit to implement it, but I hope y'all do because it's a lot of fun. So good luck.